And that is right, everyone. A little bit late starting, but my apologies. That's all on me. So I'm going to take responsibility for that. But this is the Reigning Rock podcast. I am the excellence himself. I am Ricky Goldman. As always, never alone. So here he is, the money man himself. He is a man all about cash. Everybody has a price. He is, of course, MARKCUS.
Y'all know how it go. Y'all know what it's all about. Ching ching, bling bling. It's always Ted over here. Yeah.
That is right. Of course, Million Dollar Man just returned a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Did you watch Saturday night's main event, or I don't know if you saw $1 million turn up in a limo, didn't they?
I did. I talked to Ted before he copped out the limo. I had to talk to my man.
It's good to see all these people returning and all the legends in the front row. But I wish some of them did a little bit more rather than just being there. But I suppose if they're too old, then they're too old. It is what it is. A lot of people were saying RVD. Look at the shape he's in. I don't know how old RVD is, and he's going to be in his 50s, I think. I don't know. But he looked in great shape. He's looked in great shape at the Rumble, and people were saying, "Why can't he be the surprise at the Rumble and all that?" That would have been cool. They had like RVD, like Michelle McCool. Was it the last year, the year before?
His style doesn't fit his age.
I think was the last year or the year before. Michelle McCool was in the crowd, and then she was in the Rumble. RVD could have done that, I suppose, but he didn't.
No. His style don't fit his age. I don't know if he could still do his style at his age.
I'd probably going for a Rolling Thunder or a Frog Splash, but he break his back or something. But he looks in incredible shape. So
absolutely.
But let's begin here, and I've got something to promote for MARKCUS. We'll get to that in a second here, but of course, this is the first segment here is, of course,
what's cooking at the table?
Going for an Alberto, no, Ricardo Rodriguez announcement there, I think, by you, MARKCUS.
I just had to tap into my inner soccer goal guy.
Ricky, remember Ricardo did the Alberto Del Rio, and the Rio bit went on forever and ever and ever. But yes, what's cooking at the table? So I've been up to the usual, going to the gym. Last week I forgot to show this, and I made last week. I'll show it this week, and it's like a bramble bowl, just really kind of stuff the bramble bowl. And of course, for next week, big Love of Wrestling weekend. Made a poster. Hopefully, I'll get it signed. I've made printed out all the people that are going to be there and start kind of wrote the name on or wrote the logo on. So some massive names will be there next week. Ric Flair, Sting, Lex Luger, Mick Foley, Jet the Snake, APA, Graham Muta, Sabu, Breeze Dango, Shane Douglas, and many, many more. Love the Wrestling weekend next weekend. That all kicks off with Ric Flair. Woo! Evening with Ric Flair, and then Progress Wrestling show. I'm not sure if you've heard of Progress, MARKCUS. They've done shows over there. They usually do it WrestleMania weekend. I think they're there again for this year too.
Progress?
Yeah.
I think I've heard of Progress, yeah.
For them to be doing US tours. I think they went to Dubai and did a show there as well, but okay. for them to be doing US tours, I think it's pretty big. Obviously, Mania weekend is still a lot of wrestling, isn't there? Like 20, but not only is a Mania, not only is there Stand and Deliver, not only is there SmackDown, not only the Hall of Fame, there's like 20 other indie shows happening as well, apparently. So, and the WrestleCon, and I would love to go one year, but that does sound quite a lot.
It's a lot of wrestling at one time, man. I tell you.
I would be exhausted.
As a person that's from a city that had WrestleMania last year, it was so much going on at one time. Like just between WWE, another indie company doing a show outside, and some more wrestling things. It just was a lot of stuff going on. So if you're one of the viewers that's from a WrestleMania city, be prepared because there's a whole lot of shenanigans, a whole lot of things happening all at one time outside of just WWE sponsored stuff.
So anyone heading to Vegas this year, yeah, prepare. And well, you don't have to obviously go to all the indie shows, but check out Progress. Check out Progress Wrestling. I recommend that. But I don't know what other shows go on. I think GCW probably will have a show. Not sure what else. But for me, like just SmackDown and Hall of Fame, and you've got WWE Worlds, you've got SmackDown, Hall of Fame, WWE Access, are called WWE World now. Stand and Deliver, Mania, Raw. Ugh, I'd be exhausted.
You're going to be exhausted.
And this year, Mania's directly on after, because Mania Stand and Deliver starts 8 p.m. UK time, and Mania starts at 11 p.m. So Mania's on directly afterwards. So those going to Stand and Deliver, they're missing out on Mania. Because I would imagine that I don't know what stadium it is in Vegas. Do you know what stadium Mania is going to be at this year? It's the Allegiant Stadium, isn't it?
It might be at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, they've done SummerSlam there. So, and I don't know where Stand and Deliver will be, but I imagine it's going to be quite the distance. So people are going to be missing out on looking them. And I think it was early last year. Wasn't it like early in the morning last year? And just like, ugh.
It's going to be in Allegiant Stadium, so.
I think they could easily move. I know they do. I know it's TNA, but it's only once a year. I know they've got the partnership with TNA, but they could do that Stand and Deliver on a Thursday, and then SmackDown Hall of Fame and a 2-night Mania. I think it's just
you won't get the right amount of people.
People are there for the week anyway. Some people are there for the whole week. So
some.
But I just think like you cramming it to like Stand and Deliver and Mania. It's a lot to watch in one day. Anyway, yes, I know what you've been up to. You've been going out buying burritos and sandwiches and all of that. I just saw your latest video. So do you want to promote that as I put up your channel?
Yeah, I mean, other than my regular work stuff, which is teaching and going to the gym, I've also been just on a roll with uploading content. Been crushing it. Today I did 3 videos. I did a video on a beer that I'm currently sipping on, which is a grapefruit flavored beer. It's a German beer. I did a wine. I did a fruit scotto, a twist on a Moscato review, and I'm currently eating my cheesesteak as well. So I did 3 videos all today before I got on here. I guess Saturday might be a YouTube kind of day for me, or content day, because it's been a lot. Also, with the PlayStation Network being down, I had to take advantage of that. So that was a lot of fun. So, today was kind of a busy day.
What do you? I don't know what the question I want to ask really is. What do you prefer? Okay, prefer to review burritos or cheesesteaks or tequila?
I've never done a burrito review. Have I?
Okay. Sorry.
No, I don't think I've done a burrito. Right. I've only done cheesesteaks thus far. And let me see. I it all depends, man. Like the cheesesteak reviews always come. I mean, I barely eat during the day, so like for me, the cheesesteak reviews are just right on time because I'm hungry. Um, the tequila review was interesting just because, like, I hadn't eaten anything that day, so I just kind of grabbed tequila, and I'm not just trying any tequila. I'm trying a special type of tequila, additive free, so it's free of all the artificial flavoring and sugars and stuff. I don't know. I like doing food and beverage reviews in general. I also have like skateboard reviews, skate shoe reviews, and stuff on my page as well. So, if you like reviews of different sorts, if you like different topics to talk about, then hit up the page, like, share, and subscribe.
And it's forever going to be in the description, so that makes it even easier for you to find. And I'm going to make it even easier for everybody and play this fairly quick video. Give me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let me play this video so it makes it even easier for you guys to find. And yeah, so watch this. So yeah, fairly quick video there for you guys, but yes, go and subscribe, like, subscribe, all of that. And I've seen you've just had a few new subscribers. Hopefully that's me promoting it, but yes.
Yeah, man, it's been cool. So I appreciate you putting the message out there, and I appreciate the people that's been watching.
And going back to tequila, have you tried, is it Terramana, the Rocks tequila?
I've had it. I haven't reviewed it, but that means I'm gonna have to get it again. It's just not on my list due to the fact that it has additives in it. It's not natural tequila. It has additives in it, so it's on the bottom of my list due to the fact that it has additives.
I would have thought The Rock, Mr. Super Healthy, would have wanted all the products to be healthy, but okay.
Well,
fair enough.
When it comes down to tequila is the most healthy spirit there is. The problem with it being healthy is that, and this is for any alcoholic beverage, is the fact that there's always going to be other things that's going to come along with it. So, like, for example, with tequila, we're talking about agave. Agave is what's in tequila all the time, right? But that doesn't mean that a company might not be like, well, we got the agave, that's cool, but we want to put some stuff in there to make it smell different. We want to give it a different color and stuff like that. So I've had Terramana. It's pretty good stuff. I have to review it, but if I even look it up now, it would probably say that it has additives in it. Oh shit, it is. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I got put on my list now. I just looked it up. It is additive free. Okay, cool. So I will be adding that to my list.
So The Rock's made it. The Rock's made it as healthy as he possibly can. Then.
Yep, it's gluten free and has no carbs or sugar. Okay.
So we'll be looking forward to that then. And yes, go and check out his latest video again. I'll put the link up again. So I was just watching it before I came on here, but yes. So it's in the description, and there it is. And you've just seen the video, so head over, like, subscribe, all of that. So if you like food reviews, drink reviews, skateboard reviews, yes, head over, like, subscribe. And if you had to pick your favorite food, for me it's Chinese. I love Chinese food. So if you ask me what would my one meal, anything Chinese really. So what would your be? Your number one meal be?
That's unfair. It's so unfair. But oh god, so many foods out there. I don't even know. I don't even know because like I like Spanish food. I do like Asian food. I don't like to just put into Chinese. I like Asian food, and of course I like American food. So it's a three-way tie between those three.
Do you go to McDonald's or is that way too healthy?
Healthy? What?
It's unhealthy. Sorry, unhealthy. Healthy. McDonald's healthy. Yeah,
Violent.
I knew what I meant, but yes, unhealthy. That's what I meant.
I do not go to McDonald's. I think the last time I went to McDonald's was like 2016, maybe
Wow.
2017.
They do salads at McDonald's.
I'm not trusting no damn salad from McDonald's.
KFC, do you like KFC? The best part is the skin, I think. That's the best part.
I don't eat fast food
Fair
at
enough.
all.
Okay. We'll move right along here then. So very quickly, let's move to this. Banner. I should be there. It is. So of course it is movie talk. The three movies I've watched are. I said last week I was going to watch it. Did. You're cordially invited with Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell in. Fairly funny movie. Missing on Netflix. Very good. Very good movie. I like movies like that. That you as a viewer watching the movie, you get to see their search. Like this girl's mum goes missing, and she does a search, and you're seeing that search, and it leading to all different things. And I love movies like that. And Flight Risk, starring Mark Wahlberg, and he plays a bad guy in this. You don't normally see Mark Wahlberg as a bad guy. So different. And the two movies I've got my eye on are the new Captain America, looks decent. And the monkey, it's called. It's with like possessed. At least he's like a puppet monkey with like that has things that bang together. What they're called symbols. And it's possessed monkey, and I think that's really all it's about. So my type of movie, you don't have to use your brain. It is just mindless horror. If that makes sense. But I know that you don't watch movies, but I know. So tomorrow you'll be watching the Super Bowl, will you not?
Hell yeah, I'm watching the Super Bowl. Hell yeah, go Birds.
So it's Birds versus who? Who do they take on?
It's the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. Does what's he called? The one who Mojo Rawley's friend, the Gronk. Does the Gronk still play, or does he retired?
He's retired.
Yeah. And what's the greatest of all time called? Tom Brady. Is it Tom Brady?
He also retired.
Okay. Fair enough. Would you call him the greatest of all time, or no?
I mean, the dude got 7 rings. I mean, he was very instrumental in his team's winning. Not the first 2 Super Bowl rings, but the others. He's up there. He's definitely like top 5 of all time.
And obviously Pat McAfee's retired, but was he a punter or something?
He's retired. He's also retired. He was a punter for the Indianapolis Colts.
They showed a bit of it on. I've been Raw this week. Yeah, Raw. He's on Raw, isn't he? His commentary. So I think they showed it on Raw this week or last week, and they just sort of showed a little bit of him. And I don't watch him. I don't watch Super Bowl or anything to know, but he looks decent. So yeah. But before we get into some wrestling talk, it is ad time. So 1 ad of 2. So we play that for you in seconds. And here you go. That is right. Poison Tees, Goldman's 1. If you cannot purchase the t-shirt, get it shared out there. Get the name of Goldman Ones everywhere. Like I say every week, cheaper than WWE, cheaper than TNA. Oh no, sorry. Cheaper than WWE, cheaper than AEW, TNA. I don't know. I'm not don't check there much out to know. So, but yeah, I don't know how much. I don't know. You've also got that TNA Activision title. So are they cheaper than the WWE ones, or are they the same price range?
It depends on your source. It depends if you get it right from TNA, probably not. If you don't, it might be better. I know I only paid $88 for that.
And yeah, my replica WWE one was cheap, but it's brass rather than metal. Like from a distance, you can tell that it's not a real replica. But
Well, listen, that's the part of the illusion.
when you get up close, you can tell. But
well, someone shouldn't be that dang close to be having like a little eye thing, like.
Not like that, but I could tell if I picked it up. I could say, oh, that's not really because I don't know, like just the leather's fairly flimsy and.
What matters is do you like it?
I like it, and that's all that matters, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There you go.
But this Love of Wrestling I'm going to next week. One of the exhibitions there, a guy's got he's got all the new belts. He's got the Reigns one, he's got the Punk one, he's got the Rock one. The Reigns one was 1,000. It wasn't it 1,316 for a belt. Damn.
I mean,
Some people have money to burn.
WWE's counting on marks to buy their product.
And I don't know how much Punk belt was. I presume it was 300. How long did he hold the title for? 334 days, was it? I don't know if that's how much it was, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Anyway, let's move into the People's Ring. In between the ropes, it is time for this right here. That is right. It is Wrestling Roundup, starting with the Explosion show, not TNA Explosion, but everyone's favourite show of Dynamite. Okay. So only 4 matches this week. Oh, I've gone into the wrong chat. There we are. Oh, give me 1 second. There we are. Right. So Will Ospreay went over Mark Davis. Okay. Obviously, this builds up their Australia show for next week. Thing is it Omega and Ospreay versus Takeshita and someone else? Speaking of Takeshita, and him and Kyle Fletcher defeated Bobby Roode, but Buddy Matthews and Brody King. Toni Storm, who made news not for who she beat, but who she dressed as. She dressed as Mariah May, and she looked damn good as Mariah May. She went over Queen Amanita, and Ricochet defeated Swerve Strickland. Jobber. There we go. That's my rating for Dynamite. Anything you want to add there? Or should we just move into Raw?
Toni Storm is probably one of the best female wrestlers out there today. Her character work, bar none, is probably the best out of all the females that's wrestling today. her gimmick of timeless Tony Storm knocks every other female gimmick out the water because it's a
Even
great
Rhea,
gimmick.
even Rhea.
Absolutely, Rhea Ripley's gimmick lost all of its steam once she became a babyface. Once she became a babyface, low key, her character has been ruined. And there's nothing. It's not really a character. She just dresses like a gothic person. It's like Cora Jade, but better.
Hmm.
That's
True.
really what it
Yeah.
is. This is Cora Jade, but better. While Timeless Tony Storm is an actual gimmick. She talks different than she showed us what Tony Storm looks like, and then she gave us Timeless Tony Storm again. Timeless Tony Storm is so much better, so much more lethal, so much more ring psychology. She has the best character in wrestling. I'll probably say the second best character is probably Tiffany Stratton, just because she's supposed to be like a Barbie doll. But outside of those two, there's no real characters in women divisions in wrestling. They
No.
can wrestle good. Actually, no,
Hmm.
Alexa Bliss is third, but they can wrestle good, but their character isn't there.
I was going to say Charlotte, but her gimmick is being her father, and it's just
Her gimmick is I'm better than you,
which is every wrestler ever.
right? But like it's extra flair, because she's Charlotte Flair, so it's different.
Mm. Your thoughts on Ricochet going over Swerve Strickland?
I can see that. And it makes their feud go longer, and it's going to let it lead to it having a nice little blow off match.
Probably at the probably at this Australia show next week. Now, coming up to 6 years in May of AEW, so I'm not going to 100% completely always bury AEW. When they do good things, I'll say it. I've said it before, they're 5% bad, 95% good. Slivers of good in a world of bad. But after 6 years of doing a show in Australia, that's massive. Where's the promotion for it? Just and they're going up against Vengeance Day, so they should be definitely promoting it. Ugh. Tony Khan's got all these billions of dollars. I run a Facebook page, and when I post something, it says you can pay money for this to go to a wider audience. Why isn't Tony Khan doing that? Every single wrestling group on Facebook, there's hundreds, maybe not in every single one, but in about half of them. Why is he not paying to promote AEW every week? He's got the money. He's got the money to pay Mercedes Moné ridiculous amounts to hold 4 belts and just whatever. He's got lots of money. Why is he not paying to promote? Because who knows AEW exists? Like I said, who's their audience? Just whatever. It should. If I'm, it's 2025. The world of social media, the world of Facebook, the world of X. He's got it at his fingertips, and he doesn't use it. Like, look at WWE. They were 6 months away from their next another show in Paris, and they're already promoting it. And it's going to be a glorified house show, but they're still promoting it. Whereas AEW just put up the graphic for the match card, and that's it. Just And it all seems to be matches just thrown together. Very little actually goes into the week after. It's just, I suppose, in a way, this match makes sense, but it doesn't really, and it just, Anyway, let's go into Raw.
Go ahead.
What? Sorry. I know you don't watch Raw, but I will just quickly run through it. So we had the Royal Rumble 2025 men's winner, Yeet, Jey Uso, coming out. And for those that watched Raw, that's why he won the Rumble. The reaction he got, the people just love him. They played his music again. For 15 minutes, they yeeted. Yeah, that's why he won. Personally, for me, Jay versus Gunther, just my personal opinion, Jey Uso, Gunther doesn't do it for me at Mania. Even if they go the other way, Cody Jay, ugh, ugh. It doesn't excite me. I don't know, Gunther, Jay, WrestleMania, yay! I think, well, you know that Jay's winning if it's Gunther Jay, which it's probably going to be. But Gunther came on out, basically said that if he faces Jay at Mania, it does nothing for him. If he faced Reigns, Cena, Punk, that would actually do something for him. But he's beaten Jay at Saturday Night's main event, so if he faces him again, beats him, it does nothing. So that's going to be the story. Jay can't beat Gunther, and he's finally going to do it at Mania. I get why. He makes a lot of money for WWE. Look at the reaction he gets. But again, for me, Jay Gunther at Mania, like, ugh. Would that even main event? I don't know. It should do. I would love Gunther to be in a main event, but does that close out night one? Probably not. Well, I'll get your thoughts on that. And then the first match was Penta El Diro Mido going 50-50 with Ludwig Kaiser. Oi! Like, they put on a good match, and Ludwig can be relied on to put on a good match, but he should have jobbed him out. He went 50-50 with him. Beat him. Oh, ugh. I like Penta, and I like the presentation he's getting, but he went 50-50 with Kaiser. Then Kaiser DDT'd him, making the win mean nothing. Pete Dunne came out to cause distraction. So you're now getting either Pete Dunne versus Penta again or a triple threat, which Penta wins. Whoopie-doo, don't care. Anyway, your thoughts on Penta going over Ludwig, and if you want to go over the Jay Gunther thing or no?
I mean, Penta going over Ludwig Kaiser, new superstar. And I did see the Instagram where the post on Instagram when Ludwig talked to Pete and was like, we got to show these new guys how it's done around here or something like that. So, it's a little feud. It's Penta's first feud. It'd be cool. I think a match between those three is actually very intriguing. Actually, I don't know why you're poo-pooing on it. I think it'll be intriguing because there's a luchador, Kaiser, who's a small, light heavyweight-ish kind of guy, but he doesn't do luchador kind of like stuff. And then you have Pete Dunne, who likes to call himself the bruiserweight, which is he's kind of like a not grounded cruiserweight kind of guy. So I think that match is actually more intriguing than you gave it credit for.
I think it'll be a good match, but Penta will win. And what Ludwig's not even mid-card. Well, he is mid-card, but he beat Sheamus in November, I think. Don't quote me on it because I don't know. I think he beat Sheamus, and since then, nothing. And Pete Dunne, who? I can't remember the last match he won. I can't remember. Maybe R-Truth, perhaps? Or did he just beat R-Truth? I can't even remember.
Either against Truth or Sheamus.
That's how bad their record. I think he lost to Sheamus. She should have won that. Was it Donnybrook match, which she should have won, but he lost.
I'm talking about the match before that, but okay.
Their win-loss record is horrendous. So Penta beats either of them. Whoopee! It doesn't. Penta unfortunately become, like I said last week, just another guy on the roster, and that's not good. And he's only been there a month.
You have to give him something to do. As far as the Jay Uso promo, which was very emotional because like Who expected Jey Uso to win? No one. No. If someone told me that they had their money on Jey Uso, first of all, they're the richest MFer in the world because you had to bet that somewhere. Because there's no way that you didn't put no money down on those betting odds. That's one. Two, it's because of us, the fans, that got Jey Uso here. The support. And WWE is ran by a new person now, and he listens to what the audience is saying. And there was no denying the popularity of Jey Uso, right? And I think they kind of test ran it when he won the IC title. They was like, oh, okay, he's really over. Okay. Then he lost it, and we all was like, boo, how dare you? Why would you do that? And then when he went up against Gunther, it was like, okay, whoa, these people really still like him. And then once again, even his entrance during the Royal Rumble, huge. A lot of people were still doing, was hitting the yeet. And so with him being in the final two, it was like, we know John Cena winning, and John Cena didn't win. Like the shock on John Cena's face was a shock on all of our faces when Jay won, and it's because of us strapping the Rock of the J back and saying, this is our guy. We want him to win the Royal Rumble, right? Now, Gunther. Now, here's the thing with Jay versus Gunther. The intriguing part isn't Gunther. Gunther's title reign has been so ass. It's been so boring because he's boring. I like Gunther in the ring. I don't like Gunther talking. Like, he's a great talker. He can talk his butt off. But he boring. He don't get booked every week either. He's not there every week. He boring. He's in catering, and you have the top title on Raw. That it don't make sense. So if Jay picked Gunther, it's only because he got a little thing going on with Gunther. If Jay picks Cody, the story has to be rewritten in a way that's interesting, and we're going to talk about SmackDown and how that went. But if anything, that's a more intriguing story just because like they're two baby faces, they're friends. Jey Uso is a part of Cody's story. He's a part of the redemption story, and he's part of Cody's story of when he won the title last year at WrestleMania. So it's just Jay and Gunther. Gunther is actually pulling the main event status of this down versus elevating it up.
A couple of things there. Jay fits into Sammy. I said Sammy winning was my dark horse to win. Should he have won? It gets him in the main event. Jay's the same. He was there. He was IC champion for 2 weeks or whatever it was. So, winning the Rumble, wins at Mania, main eventer. Great for Jay. He's being a world champion. That's probably what's going to happen at Mania. Great. And he's going to make a lot of money doing it. But you're right, Gunther's stock has gone really down. I would love, and we're not jumping there, well, you brought it up, so I would love Cody Jay. Jay wins the WB title. Cody meant to be the new face of, I personally don't agree, but the new face of WWE, so it's his big name he puts over Jay, and you give Cena to Gunther. Both can main event, but then what you're doing with the women and what you're doing with the other rumoured match, which is Punk, Reigns, Rollins, which I think that's your main event for night one. We'll see. Charlotte, the women's Royal Rumble winner. Woo! Charlotte Flair, come on out. Started very odd promo. Started very fair, saying, thank you to the fans, I'm back, and took nearly however long, a year, 2 years, however long she'd been out since I've come back. I had an injured knee, and I've come back for my family, for my brother, all this. And then instantly turned heel and said, I don't care if you boo or woo, or I'm still the best, I'm still the greatest. It's like, are we booing her or cheering her, or does it even matter anymore? Out comes Rhea, says she wants Charlotte to pick her because Rhea respects Charlotte, but doesn't feel the same. So if she picks Rhea at Mania, she's going to respect into her. That's how I would go. But then what you doing with Tiffany? If I'm booking, I think you go Rhea Charlotte again. You can do Liv Rhea, Liv wins a chamber. Okay, ugh. Triple threat? Do you do a triple threat? I don't know. But if I'm booking Charlotte Rhea, that's more intriguing to me than Tiffany Charlotte, because in that aspect, you're probably going to have Charlotte win. She shouldn't. Tiffany should certainly go over, but Charlotte's probably going to win in that aspect. So I'd do Rhea Charlotte again. The New Day with a brand new music. I like the Tron. The music I'm not too sold on. It's different. Does it say heel to me? Not really, but And they went over went over Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Rey's got a match next week against Logan Paul for the in the chamber. He's going to lose that as well. So poor Rey as a Hall of Famer, so 50-50. So yeah, you want to say add anything about the Charlotte Rhea face? I thought you didn't see it, but I've filled you in anyway. And New Day's new theme and New Day going over Lee and Mysterio.
I haven't heard the theme. I gotta take my time out to listen to the theme. I mean, the New Day is the modern day best tag team, so it makes sense that they be Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Now the Charlotte and Rhea stuff, I didn't really see it, but of course I saw Smacky D's, everybody's favorite show. So Charlotte kind of mentioned what she said to Rhea to Tiff on SmackDown, and what I find annoying and yet interesting is that all these people are begging, or in a way begging Charlotte to pick them, right? It's kind of asinine because it's like, man, screw that. I don't care if you pick me or not. Just somebody. I need to know who my opponent is at WrestleMania, right? So they're asking Charlotte because it's like, all right, listen, I want to go up against the best. Rhea, the way Charlotte looked at it, she was like, yo, you're still just a kid. Like, you don't get it. Like, you're coming out here asking me to challenge you, but I'm the one challenging. Like, you don't get it? You failing to understand? And so here's the other thing, but when Charlotte cut that promo, Charlotte was speaking from the heart, which is something that within this week, 3 WWE superstars did. Jay spoke from the heart, Charlotte spoke from the heart, and LA Knight spoke from the heart. When Charlotte spoke from the heart, no one gave two shits about what she was saying. Not one person cared that mentally she was feeling unwell. Her regular life outside WWE was not panning out well. It didn't pan out well, and that she had to rebuild herself up mentally as well as physically before she get back into the ring. Nobody cared about none of that. One of the reasons why I hate wrestling marks, which I need to make some content about that because I hate wrestling marks because of that reason. But it's like, I get it.
Sorry.
I get y'all perspective, but understand the difference between Charlotte Flair and Ashley Flair. Understand the two different people. Because Ashley was speaking, not Charlotte. But okay. Yeah, sometimes marks don't get it. But
in some fans' eyes, sorry. It's just
she knew the turn. She knew instantly, okay, since this is not going well, let me turn to the heel side and just become a heel. Fuck it. I'm better this way anyways.
In most fans' eyes, it's just Charlotte getting over pushed. She gets over pushed because of where her father is, and probably the majority of the audience certainly didn't want her to win the Rumble. They probably wanted Alexa to win. I would imagine there would have been a portion of the fans that would have been happy with Roxanne winning. So it's like all of that, and then she comes out and again, and also there's a portion of the fans that don't care about these wrestlers. personal life. They care what happens in the ring, and that's it. Why do they care what show's done outside of it? They want to see promos. They want to see matches. There's that as well. So mix all that in, and that's what you got. Liv Morgan, very cleverly done. Very cleverly how they did this. So Liv beat Io Sky by DQ because out comes Rhea to help. And she didn't mean to help Io, but Liv had a hold of Rhea's hair. Rhea just lashed out, hit Liv, then realised what she'd done. The referee called it DQ. Io's pissed off. So he protects Io, but he puts Liv into the chamber. So expert booking right there, Triple H. I just wish they did that in every match. Seth freaking Rollins came on out. It was basically just saying, ha ha, Reigns didn't win the Rumble, ha ha, Punk didn't win the Rumble, neither did I, but that doesn't matter. Call out Zayn to hype up Zayn for his match. In my opinion, dream match. CM Punk versus Sami Zayn, a match I never thought I'd see. Chamber qualifying match. Of course, CM Punk is in. And then you have Kevin Owens take out Zayn after the match, package pile driver. So it's probably Zayn, Owens, 10,000 at Mania. Hopefully they give that a stipulation because I don't care either way. If Owens wins, great. If Sami Zayn wins, great. Give me more than just a match, from my opinion. For WrestleMania, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Ugh. Like last year, Sami Zayn ended the historic 666 day title reign of Gunther, and now he's gone right back into fuming to Kevin Owens again a year later. Ugh. Rating, yeah, just above it. Yeah, for the main event, I'll say mid-card. So, yeah, your thoughts on the Liv beating Io by DQ and Punk, Zayn, and then Owens attacking Sami?
Liv will forever be a upper mid-carder on Raw because they don't have no one else. That women's division is very thin on Raw. Seth Rollins to me is hilarious. First of all, because that double stomp at the Royal Rumble has me laughing every single time. And it's not only because of you and how you make me feel about Roman Reigns. Which, by the way, the reason why it seems like I dislike Roman Reigns is because of you. I have no problem with Roman Reigns. I used to really not like him because he was pushed down our throats, but now I just don't like him because of you.
Because I make him out to be the greatest ever.
You make him out to be an asshole, and I'm like, all right, cool, assholes match, cool. I'm just gonna sit back and not care for this dude. Like when I watch a Roman Reigns match, I kind of don't, in my head, I don't see Roman. I see his opponent, and I just see whoever I want to see. Because Roman Reigns ain't all that. His matches are actually really boring, but whatever. Kevin Owens, so they had a match. Sammy and Seth did.
No, Punk and Sami.
Oh, it's Punk and Sammy. Okay, well.
Seth just hyped up Zayn for the match.
Okay, Punk and Sammy had a match. Punk beat him. Kevin came out, package pile drived him, which we'll talk about about SmackDown because that's what he mentioned it. But I don't have anything to say about it for real. I don't know.
Do you think a stipulation needs to be added to Zayn? And they can't do it at the chairman because they said on SmackDown Zayn's out indefinitely. Chairman's in 3 weeks.
Well, if they're going to do
like that.
they should do a stipulation for WrestleMania then. If they're gonna go at it at WrestleMania, give them a stip.
Probably a steel cage, I would imagine, so then they both can't run away.
Right, probably like a cage.
Oh, I would love if Sammy won. I think he's done very well at Mania over the years. Like 37, okay, he lost to Zayn. But Claire, he lost to Owens. Oh, 38, he lost to Knoxville. That was horrendous. 39, obviously main evented, night one. Last year beat Gunther. So he's had quite a good record. 36 or 36, he beat Daniel Bryan. I know there was COVID Mania, but still, it was classed as WrestleMania. So he's got quite a good record at Mania, so I wouldn't mind him winning this, but then where do you go from there? Anyway, when we go from there straight into NXT, that saw Stephanie Vikier take on and beat JC Jane. This was actually, I know you don't know who JC Jane is. Like you can't separate the three. You only knew the champion is. You only know the champion is because she's got a belt. But a good opening match here. Build momentum heading into Vengeance Day. We'll get to Vengeance Day predictions soon here. Good opening match. What did you think?
I love me some Stephanie Vikier. She's so good in the ring. So I definitely am fond of what I saw.
We then had Lexus King in the ring. He's changed the rules for the Heritage Cup. Now it's one fall to a finish. I don't know how to feel about that. I like the 3 rounds thing because it made it different. Now it's just like any other match. It's like instead of a cup, instead of a belt, it's a cup. So I presume it's going to be just a roll-up finish or something, a surprise loss for King when he does lose it. But obviously that was not the biggest story of the night. The biggest story of the night was Fandango. It was back, and what a pop he got. So that music's always going to get a pop. So he's not Fandango, he's JDC, Johnny Dango Curtis. Same guy, same person. They're in the match next week. I think this could have been added to Vengeance Day, but okay. But yeah, great to see Fandango. But see, this is what they can do, the partnership. Like people you just never think would come back, actually do come back. So yeah, great. Ridge Holland over Stacks. Okay, the bigger story came after the match, and he's next week in a steel cage match. Again, could have been added to Vengeance Day. Ridge Holland versus Tony D for the title. When did Tony D win it? I can't remember. Oh, it was last year. Did he win it at Halloween Havoc? I think I want to say. Oh, he took the title off over, didn't he? So he's held it since October. Yep. I'd love Ridge to win, but I think they keep it on Tony. So yeah, your thoughts of Fandango returning, Holland over Stacks, and the match made.
Fallon over Stacks? Man, I wish I
knew Fandango returning, Ridge Holland over Stacks, and then the match got made. Tony D versus Holland next week.
I guess Ridge Holland over Stacks. Okay, whatever. Fandango being back, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And what was the other thing?
Next week, Tony D, Ridge Holland, steel cage for the title.
Ooh, that's a good main event match. I'd be there for that.
Yeah, it should main event, but yeah, we don't know what Aubrey's doing next week, but
hopefully nothing.
You don't want Aubrey Femi on the show? Why not?
He shouldn't be doing anything. He's a champion. if anything, he could show up, cut a
Yeah,
promo,
yeah.
but like doing something physically, that doesn't make any sense.
Women's tag team action. Your favorite tag team of Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley
Who?
lost to who exactly? Yes, they've done. Yeah, I would have had them win this one because at least it's a win, but they've lost to Zarya and Solruka. Zarya, for me, just become just another woman on the roster, and she debuted Halloween Havoc. Ugh. So in 3 months, she's become just another, as they say, part of the furniture.
Hmm.
I've lost my notes for the rest of NXT. Give me a second here. My notes are probably here. Yes, they are. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Oh no, they're not. Anyway, whilst I'm looking for my notes, I get your thoughts on that women's tag match of Sol Ruka and Zarya beating Gigi and Tatum.
I guess Sol Ruka and Zarya are trying to build momentum to be the next challengers coming out of NXT for the WWE Women's Tag Titles.
Yeah, but I think Belair and we'll see what they're doing at Mania, but I think Liv and Raquel maybe go after Belair and Naomi.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
Bailey came on out, then Roxanne Perez did, Julia did, and then whoo, Charlotte Flair did. Charlotte's still not making a decision. I don't think makes a decision until Raw now. I don't think either of them do, Jay or Charlotte. Yeah, this was cool. But you had then our favorite, or your favorite, Cora Jade, come on out, attacks Roxanne. She's probably getting a fatal 4-way Vengeance Day. Corey, I predict Corey, if that's the case, Corey gets pinned. So Cora can't win a match in her own company that's WWE. But now, and I said this last week, and I'll say it again, but now we believe that she's going to go meet Masha Slamovich. Unless it is all part of the plan and she loses every week and then she all of a sudden beats Masha. But I doubt that's the plan, so... But I do see... So Cora went after Roxanne, and that's going to be the story. Roxanne's going to blame Bailey because of the split up in the friendship. Roxanne, Bailey, stand and deliver. Roxanne wins. Carmen Petrovic, again, very cleverly done this one. So Kalani Jordan pinned Carmen, but then because Kalani stayed on, Carmen wouldn't break the referee's count. Carmen won by DQ. So very cleverly done. So probably Kalani, Jada, probably an underground match at Vengeance Days. I think the direction they go here. Speaking of Vengeance Day, we've got Ethan Page versus Javon Maid, and yeah, I'll get your thoughts on all of those. So, well, 2 of those: the Bailey, Roxanne, Julia, Charlotte. Well, they called it the Vengeance Day Summit, didn't they? And Carmen going over Kalani.
Kalani, listen, I don't know what they're trying to do with Kalani Jordan. She seemed kind of lost in the sauce right now. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do with her. It seems like they're just trying to throw something at a wall and hope it sticks for her. You said a whole lot. What else did you say?
The Vengeance Day Summit: Bailey, Roxanne, Julia, Charlotte.
Oh, I thought nothing of it because to me it was just Charlotte was there to see if she can be quote unquote inspired. And I mean, because all right, she kind of dealt with Roxanne a little bit, but being at the Royal Rumble. This is her first time seeing Julia, so that was interesting. And of course, Bailey, she even said to Bailey, she's like, Bailey, come on, we know each other. Let's do it for the one time, sister. Go up the 4s. So they she wasn't really inspired by NXT, the NXT title.
You notice Julie didn't have to beg and say, please, 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 can you face me at Mania?
Oh, Julia didn't give a rat's ass because Julia's just there like, listen, hello, Charlotte. It's nice to see you. It's nice to meet you. But I'm not begging you to be here. Like, this is the best women's division in all of WWE and within the world of wrestling in general. So Charlotte knows.
See, that's probably the way I would. If I again, this is why I'm not a booker. This is why I just have my views and thoughts and all of that. But that would go in too many directions. Again, if Triple H came to me and said, "You go ahead, book the Mania card," I would probably do Julia, Charlotte. You put in the NXT Women's title on the Mania card again. Liv, Rhea, Tiffany. Let's say Nia again, even though they're doing that next week. Okay. Why couldn't that have been added to Elimination Chamber? Whatever. I love how WWE forget that they have a pay-per-view coming up and then they do these matches that could easily be on pay-per-view, very easily, but and I'd have Julia beat Charlotte. That really puts Julia over and really puts NXT over, but that's just my thoughts. To close out NXT, A-Town Down Under securing a victory against Trick Williams and Obafemi. They teased a turn, and I feel like they're gonna turn at Vengeance Day. And I think they're a good, decent tag team, so I wouldn't split them up. But then we didn't end there. We ended with the test screen coming up again, Vengeance Day. You thought, oh, this is it. Then you actually saw 4 guys silhouetted. So who are they? New faction coming in. I hope it's like you've said in the group chat, TNA Invasion. I would love that. Actual TNA guys that have never been in WWE. Yes. And then you're starting something. WWE guys go to TNA, match up, stand and deliver. Will it be TNA guys? Probably not, but we'll wait and see. So rating for NXT, good NXT, I'll say opening match, I think. So yeah, your thoughts on A-Town Down Under winning, and if you want to give any thoughts about the faction coming in?
So I mean, I obviously knew that A-Town Down Under was going to beat Trick and Oba. That's tag team chemistry versus 2 guys that really just the only thing they have in common is that they either have held or is the NXT champion and that they want to be and remain champion. They don't have those 2 guys have 0 in common outside of those facts right there. A-Town Down Under just worked better as a team. Trick and Oba work better as individuals. That's an obvious one right there. I don't think they're going to break up. I think it's just going to be a little bit like a miscommunication at Vengeance Day between the 2 of them, obviously, because they both want to be NXT champion. But I don't think this is going to lead to them breaking up. I think it's just going to be like, hey, listen, we just miscommunicated. Hey, we're a tag team. It's all good, whatever. So there's that. I once again, I still think it's a TNA invasion. I don't know who is going to be invading, but I do think it's going to be a TNA invasion, which would be pretty freaking cool to get a second iteration of an invasion, but this time it actually is like a better version of an invasion, a real invasion, because these are companies that's not owned by WWE, is their own separate entity that works as a working contract with WWE. So I would hope this would be pretty cool because then that opens up the door for so many dream matches on that level. I'm gonna give NXT opening match as well. There were some captivating things, there were some cool things, but then there were some I guess get past this moments.
My thoughts of the faction was the system. That's the only faction I can think. I'm not a regular TNA viewer. I'm back into it now, but in the system we've got Eddie Edwards, Moose, Fandango, Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins, and none of the four guys look like Fandango. The guy with the beard that looked a bit like Eddie Edwards, but so it's not the system.
You never know, man. They might mix it up. Who knows? Cards is always subject to change. Also, just a comment real quick about why WWE books it that way. So I'm a relic back to this. There was once a pay-per-view called No Way Out, right? Which you would think it would be like a theme pay-per-view, but it wasn't themed. It didn't have a particular theme of cages or anything like that. Even though that'd be a great name for a steel cage pay-per-view, No Way Out, or at least a pay-per-view that is main evented by a steel cage match, No Way Out. What No Way Out what No Way Out did back in the day is what Elimination Chamber is doing now, right? So Elimination Chamber, that's a February pay-per-view. So what's the pay-per-view in March then? Is that Vengeance Day? There isn't one. Oh, okay. Never mind then. All right. So back in the day when WrestleMania was guaranteed to be in April, the March pay-per-view would be No Way Out. That's what we would do. I think that's when No Way Out would be. It would be in March.
Well, yeah, technically, yes, it's March 1st. So, that is your March pay-per-view then. Your February 1, Vengeance Day. Or it was the Rumble and Vengeance Day.
Okay. So, back in the day, we used to have No Way Out as a pay-per-view before WrestleMania. And what No Way Out would do, it pretty much was number one contender if the champion didn't get picked, or if the person that won the Rumble didn't pick the champion already. So that's how we got Eddie Guerrero. Well, that Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar one was different. That was them being like, you know what, this is the match, and Kurt Angle somehow also that's when we did a mix of like battle royals on TV and all this other stuff. So the one time that the title was actually defended on pay-per-view during a pre-WrestleMania pay-per-view, it worked out because we had bangers from all three of those matches that got created from off of the Royal Rumble, No Way Out, which led to WrestleMania, except the Goldberg and Brock Lesnar one. That was a shit show. That got created from Brock losing at No Way Out to Eddie. Eddie had a spectacular match with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania that year.
Oh, you meant the year, all right, 20. I thought you meant 33. Okay, right. Mania 20.
And he who shall not be named because he did terrible stuff, won the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match. Yes, in a triple threat match.
A bunch of Michaels, yeah.
And that's the one time No Way Out worked out in that great of a favor. Now, the reason why you don't do that with Elimination Chamber, one, there's no one-on-one. It's not a pay-per-view for one-on-one matches. It's a pay-per-view that's structured around 6 people in the ring at the same time. And whoever the winner is the number one contender, right? That's the reason why you don't have your champion defend during this time period. It just doesn't make too much sense. Now, mind you, you are correct that Tiffany can definitely defend against Nia at Elimination Chamber, which makes me feel like they have other plans in mind for Elimination Chamber for Tiff. Maybe, or maybe Charlotte is picking Tiff, and therefore they're going to put Tiff on ice until after Elimination Chamber.
I think they go with, was it last year? Was it 4 or 5? They did the 2 chamber matches. It was a tag team match, wasn't it? Judgment Day versus somebody. Don't quote me on it. And then I think it was like only 4 or 5 match cards. So they'll probably do the same this year. The two chamber matches. I think we're getting. We'll go over SmackDown in a minute. But I do think we're getting a championship match. I don't know what else. Right now, I couldn't. Maybe that lives in the chamber, so I don't know. But let's quickly speed to the next match, which was Zoe Stark over Kane and Carter. I'll say so cool for Zoe. We also will get to. her look in a little bit here. Well, no, it's not her that's not the bad look, it's her tag team partners. But Speed, I'll say, just above a jobber. So let's go into SmackDown again. Jey Uso yeeting his way to the ring. Out comes Cody Rhodes, an injured Cody Rhodes. If this is a real injury, if it's a real life injury and it's meant to be fluid on the elbow and a hip injury, I would be taking time off until Mania. I would not be getting physical whatsoever until Mania. How SmackDown closed out, it doesn't look that way. So I'm saying this is a storyline injury. So they're putting a storyline injury onto him because to give him, we have sympathy. So he's had about 4 injuries in about 3 years. Not the real life injury when he tore his pec, but Brock broke his arm, then he broke his ribs, and then he had a storyline knee injury against Owens at Bash at Berlin. Didn't pull the trigger. He did pull the trigger at Bash at Saturday Night Main Event, and now he's got a hip and elbow injury. And how does that make Cody look dominant? In 3.5 years, Reigns had 0 injuries, or no injury, or anything was put onto him. Reigns looked like Superman, like unbeatable, unstoppable force. Cody doesn't feel that way. He feels very human, and he feel like they've humanized Cody, and it shouldn't really be that way. He doesn't feel larger than life. Anyway, out comes Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga. Brawl leads to your main event. Bianca Belair defeats Piper Niven into the chamber. I don't mind seeing Piper in the chamber. Why not? I lost though. Bianca losing. She's champion. She's one half the tag team champion, so a loss would have done nothing. Chelsea's getting a push, so Piper being in the chamber would have made a bit of sense. Yeah. So yeah, your thoughts on Belair in the chamber and the opener of Jey and Cody and the Usos? Now the Usos, what they're called, Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga, not the Usos.
So I agree. I think Piper Niven should have won that match. No offense to Bianca, but you don't need a bid in the Elimination Chamber. She doesn't need that. She's a tag champion. She should focus on the tag belt.
Because
and allow Piper to, start getting some wings on her own. Like you said, Chelsea has the US. Why can't Piper start getting out there on her own and trying to get some singles gold herself? I think she'd be a great champion, to be honest with you. She's great in the ring.
And as great as Belair is, and she actually really good in the ring, no one thinks she's been in the chamber and going. But that has been rumoured. Bianca Rhea has been rumoured, but
we'll see. Well, it all depends on who Charlotte picks. That's what it really depends on. Now, I gotta have a rebuttal for every ounce of shit you just said, because this is once again you making Roman Reigns seem like the most unlikable fucking dude in the world.
But
nope, my turn, because I let you say it. I let you talk your thing. So let's call a spade. Cody's there every week. Good. That's what a champion looks like. You there every week. Cody looks better than Gunther, and he looks better than Roman did due to the fact that he's there every week. The opportunity to go up against the champion is there every week. With Roman Reigns, he was protected. WWE told him, "Yo, sit this out. Sit on the sidelines." The reason why Roman had a 4-year reign without any injuries is because he took so much time. He would take time off in between to recover his body. Cody's there day in, day out, not because he needs to be looking a certain type of way, but because he loves what he does. Not saying that Roman don't love what he do, but Cody clearly loves it. It's inherited. It's in his body. Him looking like a regular guy, that's what makes him appealing to people. That's what makes it appealing. That's actually why people are so starstruck, because it's like, yeah, Roman is this bigger than life character, kind of like, but Cody is too, but he's more normal. He's more human. He's someone that you can relate to because he is a grandson of a plumber, because his dad had never touched this gold before, and it's not in his bloodline to accomplish great things in WWE. That's just not what it is, right? That's not who Cody Rhodes is built up to be. And if you look at it, Cody Rhodes in his first run in WWE, it wasn't a fail, it wasn't a pass either. It was in the middle. While Roman Reigns failed so hard that the system had to get behind him. Right? So Roman Reigns was protected. That's why he wasn't injured. And throughout his career, the system loved him too much. Meanwhile, Cody wasn't even loved by the system because he was the son of someone. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns got cousins galore, and he got protected like a mug by the system, which is WWE. The people love Cody Rhodes because he's not the system. He left, did something, came back, and became great. It's the same reason why people love Drew McIntyre. McIntyre had to leave. Cody had to leave to prove themselves on their own market, and to have WWE be like, hey, can we talk? Versus Roman Reigns, who never went the hell away. And honestly, if Roman Reigns did go away, he would need to be doing something else that isn't wrestling for a while. Just do something else. Because low-key, people are tired of seeing him. I know people that's like, yo, I'm tired of seeing this dude. I'm like, damn. He just had one of the greatest title runs of his life, and people are tired of seeing him already? Yeah, I'm tired of it too. Because now we're stuck in a forever storyline that will never, ever end, and it's boring. And now it's making us look at Roman Reigns like, yo, you are really boring. He's John Cena, but boring, more boring than John Cena.
5 years. Bloodlines. It started at, well, no, nearly 5 years. It started at SummerSlam 2020. We're in 2025. 5-year storyline. That's incredible.
Saying, like, at least with John Cena, it at least was different, during the Super Cena era and all that. But Roman being in God mode is boring, and that's why I'm glad that he loses matches, because like it at least allows it to be like, okay, he can lose, great, that's fine. But like the reason why Cody is projected the way he is because he is a regular dude, man. He's not trying to be this super ultra whoever he is. He's the company guy. That's who he is. He wears suits. He wears ties. He's kind of like a throwback. He's a throwback to the old days where the champion would wear suits and vest and dress the part. He's a throwback to those days. He's not wearing sneakers. No offense to Roman, but he's wearing Jordans all the time. And that's cool. I like Jordans too. But Cody's a throwback to the NWA days and the early days of WCW when the champion wore nice clothes to the ring and would talk with precision. And it wasn't always just ice whatever's going on. And of course, when Jacob and them came out, Jacob spitting, talking how he talks, and Tama Tonga doing his thing, and it led to a match. But the dumping on Cody Rhodes from you it has to stop. It's crazy.
We've got the KC's Kane and Corey could stand a chance. They're now a SmackDown. Whoopie doo. They're probably going to do exactly what they did on Raw, which was very little. I can't see they changing anything for them. They might get a match here and there, but they probably feud a little bit with Nia and Candice, and then probably released, unfortunately. DIY in the ring, out comes Kel just to make a match. DIY pretty deadly go over. They're going on to get a tag team title shot. I love how Pretty Deadly's now got something to do. They've found something to do, something for them to do. Like I said, they've got to be featured in Mania somehow. DIY, Deadly, Profits, Los Garzas, Machine Guns. I think we said last week, like a multi-man ladder match. They could do that. On the Raw side of things, you haven't got many tag teams. You've got Judgment Day, War Raiders, I suppose A-Town Down Under, Alpha Academy. Tag teams are much more. The tag team division is much more stronger on SmackDown, I feel. So yeah, your thoughts on the KCs being moved to the blue brand and Pretty Deadly going over DIY?
You gotta give those girls something to do before they either get sent down or they get released. Gotta give them something to do. Got to. They're both too athletically talented to not have something to do. And just add them to the women's tag division. I mean, duh. Also, SmackDown's a land of opportunity. It's the better show. I've been trying to say this for years. SmackDown is the better show. It's going to have better talent. And WWE will do whatever it takes to make sure that they handicap SmackDown. And I love how SmackDown always just shows it's the better show. I don't care. No one says, especially with now Raw being on Netflix, SmackDown is the better show. I've said this for years, and I'm going to continue to say it. Now, Pretty Deadly. Now, they were in NXT during the time period that I ain't watched NXT. But maybe you would know this. Did they win the NXT tag team titles?
Yes. They did, but I'm trying to think, did they unify them? Did they unify the NXT? Don't think they did, but yes, they won the NXT titles, yes. Tag titles.
Great. So that means that they were doing some of this little jokey joke stuff, just to get on TV and whatever. Now, the little musicals and all the other stuff, just to get on TV. But now they're trying to be serious, which is awesome. It's great stuff. You love seeing a product from NXT taken seriously. And Pretty Deadly, they kind of remind me of Billy and Chuck in small and like just a smidge bit of a way. But that's probably just because they're just so metrosexual. That's all it is. But good. I'm glad they got the win over DIY, who were in street clothes and that weren't prepared, because they deserve that match. And I feel like Pretty Deadly, they're more like than like A-Town Down Under, right? Like we didn't really care for A-Town Down Under winning tag gold. If Pretty Deadly do it, it'd be pretty cool. But we have yet to see. But I'm glad that they're starting to get like a little pushy push. They were NXT tag champions, so they need to get something going.
And UK, Josh, you didn't watch NXT UK, but they held those titles as well. Speaking of the tag team division, I know we're jumping ahead here, but I don't know where it was in the show, and I'm not really written it down. I don't write down pre-tape packages, but the Street Profits were much more like Angelo Dawkins. Seems to be much more focused. They seem to have got rid of all the. Well, hopefully they get rid of all the dancing. When Montez Ford comes out and he's doing the dancing, hopefully they've got rid of that and they're much more focused and they're much more determined. They won last year at Mania, them and Lashley. Does this lead to them tag team gold at Mania, do you think?
You talking about the Street Profits?
Yeah, much more focused, much more determined in their pre-taped package thing.
It could. It all depends on what the match is at Mania. If it's like a ladder match or not. If it's a ladder match, I think the model that they did last year was pretty cool. With the ladder match, which wasn't both titles on the line? Didn't the Judgment Day? But wait, the Judgment Day had titles on both. How did that work last year?
Yeah. Yes. No.
It was just only one tag division, right?
And then A-Town Down Under one and our Truth and Miz one.
Right. And it can't be like that this year. You can't be a ladder match in that kind of way. It could be it could be like a four-way dance or something like that. Because you don't want to see two ladder matches, or you don't want to see a ladder. You don't want to see a ladder match for two sets of titles. It's just if there's not one holder. Like last year, it was only one holder, so it made sense. This year, it kind of don't make sense.
They seem to put a ladder match every year. It's like, you can have the ladder match, but we're not really giving you what you want, and that's Money in the Bank at Mania. It's like they
That's
give
because
you it, but
that's because Money in the Bank has its own pay-per-view now. If Money in the Bank never got its own pay-per-view, it will still be a WrestleMania match.
easily cancel it and put it back on. But they're never going to do that.
They'll have to find a different pay-per-view. WWE love themed pay-per-views if it's not the big four, so they have to find something else.
Someone else has gone to the blue brand, that is Drew McIntyre, cutting a promo. He again seems to be focused. Jimmy Uso just said yeet yeet yeet, no yeet. I didn't really listen to what he said, but LA Knight,
Yeah.
he's shooting on Drew. For those that don't, for those that know, for those that don't, I'll quickly explain. Drew got angry at apparently kicking off backstage. Apparently he wanted his elimination to be much bigger rather than what it was, but he was annoyed. LA Knight wanted to get his stuff in, and I think Logan Paul as well, but certainly LA Knight. So that's why LA Knight said, "Oh, in his promo, I forgot to get my stuff in." The finish I thought was really good. So it's Drew, Jimmy Uso, LA Knight, triple threat, go into the chamber. Knight had Uso in the BFT, blunt force trauma, kick to the back of the head. So he hits the blunt force trauma, but gets knocked out with the Claymore. Very good finish. Drew's in the chamber. Priest is playing in the chamber. Next week it's Priest, Strowman, and Fatu. So that's so does what Priest eliminate Drew, and Drew gets his win back at Mania. Okay, again I'm not. Drew McIntyre Priest for Mania. Yeah, again I'm not sold on that. That doesn't say major match to me. Very quickly, my opinion, I think on you have 8 matches per night. 4 of those are going to be huge, or as big as you can do. Certainly on the men's and women's. So for the WWE title, world title, massive. Same on the women's title side of things. US title, IC title, maybe not huge, but maybe not something you'd expect to see on a random Raw or SmackDown either. So in between. Carmelo Hayes, 50-50 with Akira Tozawa. Yeah. Tozawa, yeah. I called it as soon when I said, we said this last week, I said, Hayes knocked out Tozawa. This is leading to a match. They did. Hayes went over. Right, yeah, so your thoughts on Drew advancing and Hayes going over Tozawa?
I mean, the Scotsman is relaxed now. He's real chill. I mean, before the match, LA Knight said something, and I want to reiterate and follow along with what LA Knight said to the fans out there. Men, I'm talking about men in particular. No offense, ladies. If you're not feeling like yourself, please seek help. I don't care if that help is from a therapist. I don't care if help is from your best buds. Talk to somebody. You might be feeling really low, feeling really down. Talk to someone, please. The last thing we need is someone doing an awful thing to themselves because they felt like they had no one to talk to. Please talk to someone. So, and of course, LA Knight cut an amazing promo for the match. So did Jimmy. Jimmy cut a great promo too. And so did Drew. See, SmackDown is a show that people should be watching. I'm telling you, I am pro SmackDown. Go ahead.
I mean, very quickly read out these. I cared about Charlotte Flair. I'm a big fan for hers forever. Okay, she has her fan base, but I'm glad she won the Women's Rumble. Okay.
I am too.
Majority aren't, but whatever. And Working Stiff Pro Wrestling, I like that name. Good evening to you. I like that name. Working Stiff Pro Wrestling. Yes, great name. But sorry, Marcus, what were you saying?
They all cut great promos. See, SmackDown's the better show. I've been telling people that for years. That's why I hate Raw. Protesting Raw, absolutely. The right person won, but it was a really good match, though. Really good match.
The finish.
Finish was great. Finish was a really good finish. And then what was the other match?
Carmelo Hayes, Akira Tozawa.
I hate Carmelo Hayes. He's just so blah. Tozawa, as I said this in our group chat, Tozawa can go. Yes, I know it's been a long time since Tozawa won a match. But that don't mean he can't wrestle his ass off. His gimmick is a joke character. He's a joke character. It's hard for Tozawa to be taken seriously because there's so many big people in WWE, and he's hilarious. So it's a catch-22 for him. Yes, you're good at what you do, but damn, you funny.
But I'm surprised you don't like Hayes. Okay, again, you didn't watch NXT when he was there, but he was really good in NXT. He's just, really seemed to have failed on the main roster, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't have any experience watching NXT, so me knowing not really, I don't really care about Carmelo Hayes. Like, I know Trick Williams was his sidekick, but for what I know, Carmelo Hayes was Trick Williams' sidekick. That's the way I see it, only because I didn't start watching, because Trick Williams is the reason why I started watching NXT. I thought Trick Williams was a cool, intriguing character. I didn't think Carmelo Hayes was.
True, yeah, I get that. Yeah, Trick has a gimmick, doesn't he? And Hayes was just really in-ring work and a little bit of a gimmick. So again, on the third show, she's doing the rounds. Billy Sellers' favorite wrestler, Charlotte Flair comes out. Then Tiffany Stratton does Battle of the Blondies. Nia Jax joins them. She's got a match next week against Tiffany. Again, we mentioned it earlier. Why couldn't that be added, thrown onto the chamber? I'd be so shocked if Nia wins the title back, but there you go. Alexa Bliss looks like she's on the blue bra. Oh, we forgot. Sorry. So speaking of, I forgot one piece of news. So of course, people going to Raw, SmackDown. AJ Styles is on Raw. So I'll get you quick thoughts on that, Marcus. Nothing okay.
He went to the show. He went to the worst show. Like, why? Oh man! Once again, this is how they try to handicap SmackDown. This is how they're trying to handicap it. I'm telling you.
Because rumors are Styles Logan at Mania, so you need to put Styles onto Raw to get to that match.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And that again goes along with Jay Gunther, Priest, Drew, Logan, and it'll be a good match. But Logan, AJ Styles again does nothing for me for WrestleMania. If that was on a Saudi show, for example, I wouldn't blink twice. But Alexa Bliss, she's on SmackDown now. She advanced over Candice LeRae. Alana put not really a push, but usage every week for Candice LeRae now. So you got Bliss, Liv, Bianca, probably Bailey, Lyra next week. That's probably Bailey. I think Liv wins it. Bianca, I think, is going to be tied up also with the tag team titles. Bliss. You could have Bliss, Rhea, Bliss, Tiffany. Anyway, your thoughts on the Charlotte, Tiffany, Nia face-off, and then Bliss beating LeRae?
The battle of the Barbies, the old model versus the current model. I think that's actually the more intriguing match at WrestleMania than any of the other two. Charlotte and Julia, to me, that's a clear, easy win for Charlotte. I'm sorry to Julia, but that's a clear, easy win. And I'm tired of seeing Charlotte and Rhea. kind of tired of seeing that, even though it'd be cool for them to have a rubber match. But I get it. But Tiffany and Charlotte is actually more intriguing because they both did gymnastics. One of them is plastic, the other one isn't.
Well, I think Charlotte might have a bit of plastic in her face. It looks like she's been stung by a bee. But go on, carry on.
But I think that's more of an intriguing match of the Barbie dolls, in my opinion. That's how I'm gonna call it. Now, Nia being involved, okay, Nia, that's cool. You just lost the title not that long ago, but okay, cool, whatever. And Alexa Bliss going over Candice LeRae. Obviously, Kansas is going to lose whatever push that she had going on now that there's a little bit more women on Smacky D's. Zelina is also on Smacky D's, so got to watch out for that. But having Alexa there, and I said this in our group chat, is going to bring on another group, and we kind of saw a glimpse of that during that match too. After she hit the Sister Abigail DDT, there's like a little glitz within our TV, and I feel like I know exactly what that was, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, it was obviously the Wyatts, but yeah, the Wyatts just seem to have vanished. Like the last match was against Final Test, and then they lost.
Well, they got shifted over to SmackDown, so it's perfect fit.
So, obviously, that's half the field for the women. For the men, you've got Punk, Drew, Cena, Logan, Rollins. It's Rollins, Finn next week as well. So Rollins, and then Priest. I think Cena's winning. Well, I'm not okay. I won't say right now, but yeah, I think the obvious choice is the obvious choice. And to close out SmackDown, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso defeated Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga. Okay, the story came after the match, as it always does. Solo attacks Cody. So we're getting Solo Cody again. I would imagine I know they've got 3 hours to fill. Imagine that's going to be the chamber match at the chamber. We've got to believe that Solo, after how many tries did he have? He lost at SummerSlam, he lost on a SmackDown afterwards. And now we've got to believe he's beating Cody. I suppose it's a filler feud, but yeah. Rating, I'll say, yeah, opening match. What's your thoughts on the main event and closer of it and rating?
Cody and Jay versus Jacob and Tama Tonga. I liked it. Nice, good match. Yeah, it was a good match. It was a lot of fun. Solo attacking Cody at the end. The instant that happened, I was like, oh, not this again. Come on, man. Come on, I'm tired of you. Go do something else, Solo. Find something else to do. Damn. But obviously the tribal chief has to come back for his tribe. I'm gonna give Smacky D's mid card. I'm actually gonna give it mid card. I think I like the matches. The promos really did good work for it. Some of the backstage stuff also was kind of funny, or it did something for it, and it helped build up kind of the story behind Jay and Cody. If Jay picks Cody, right? Because Jay never said who he picked. He didn't say he picked Gunther. He just knows that he has history. He has history with Gunther, and he also has a bit of a history with Cody, which is why Cody came out and was like, "Yeah, you're a part of my story for getting this title. We won tag titles together. We shared libations together. We're probably going to share libations again tonight. But if you pick me, this will be the last match that you'll have with me that will be friendly. Because the next time we together, we got a knuckle. We got to be on at our best." And I think that's the point.
So should Jay choose Cody? Would you have Jay win?
No, I wouldn't. If Jay goes against Cody, I would not have him win. I would have him lose. But
And
it'll be damn near like they both like they pretty much emptied the tank. That's what I would have him. I would just have it be such a great showing.
do you mean not really losing out on a lot of money there, though? If he loses at Mania,
You are losing a lot of money. No, actually
that's all
no.
they care about.
Actually no. You're not losing a lot of money because Jey Uso is over regardless if you have the title or not. That's what makes Jey Uso such a over character, is that he's over even without gold. That's how over he is.
And who do you give to Gunther? Cena, would you say?
If Jay picks Cody, the obvious thing would be Cena going after Gunther.
And that would main event. That gives Gunther a massive match. That main event.
It gives him something to look forward to. But what I think is going to end up happening, I think Jay's going to pick Gunther just because they got past history, and he's 0 for 1 against Gunther.
And you can't do Jay going heel because he's so over. Like I would do another tag team, for instance, maybe another tag team match next week, and then the clause reads Jay super kicking Cody, and then he says, "I'm picking you and I'm beating you. How dare you disrespect me last week?" and points at the sign. But that's more of a heel thing to do. So yeah,
it is.
But we have got a few predictions to do. So, wrong one there. Sorry, guys. Let me play this right here. So, let me find the banner quickly. So, 4 matches for Vengeance Day so far. Javon Evans versus Ethan Page. I think this is Javon Evans. I think Page is elevating himself enough that a loss wouldn't really affect him. So, yeah, my pick is Javon Evans. Who's yours, Marcus?
I'm picking Ego. I'm picking Ethan. I'm picking the former NXT champion.
Okay. Stephanie Vickier, Fallon Henley for the Women's North American title. If I'm booking, they somehow screw Vickier. Okay, Vickier wins by DQ, but doesn't take the title. You put the title on her, stand and deliver Mania weekend. But I feel they're going to do it here. I think she walks out champion. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. It's a new age in NXT, and it's time for the newer ladies to take over. And the two newer ladies, I mean, one of them already done it, and it's time for beautiful Stephanie Vickier to do the same thing.
The other women's title match. So currently, Julia Bailey, Roxanne Perez will split either way, whether Cora Jade is added or not. I think she's going to take the pin. Because if you have either Roxanne or Bailey take the pin, how does that hype them going into Stand and Deliver? So I think Cora's added and she takes the pin. Either way, Julia retains. What's your pick?
Julia definitely retains. I think Roxanne takes the pin. I think this is Roxanne's way of saying goodbye.
Do you not think they do Roxanne Bailey at Stand and Deliver?
What's going to happen is this: Roxanne's going to get the treatment that the Meta Girls got, which is sometimes on SmackDown, sometimes on NXT, kind of thing. And she's just going to screw up Bailey's life while they're on SmackDown together. And then eventually it's going to come to a head at Stand and Deliver.
Another match possibly made, and I think this could be the way they go. Eddie Thorpe, Trick Williams in a strap match is how they seem to go that way. Trick's winning, but Eddie Thorpe has really worked his ass off. Like, at one point, people maybe thought he's certainly going to be released, and now he's probably on the Vengeance Day card. But if that match is added, are you picking Trick as well?
Oh, absolutely. Literally whoop that Trick. But like you said, Eddie Thorpe has worked his ass off, because I used to say who when you said Eddie Thorpe. Now I at least know who Eddie Thorpe is.
And over Femi versus Grayson Waller versus Austin Theory for the title. Easily over Femi. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. That's too easy.
And I think they do Trick over Stand and Deliver. Trick goes to the main roster afterwards. I don't think he wins the title. I don't think Your Boy is losing for a while. Well, I said that about the North American title and he lost to Tony D. So. But he shook it. Uber shouldn't lose for a while. But let's get into our... No. We'll play an ad here and then into our final segment. So ad number 2 right here. That is right. Like, subscribe, all of that. And I'm not the only channel you need to like and subscribe to because there is this channel right here.
Yes,
that is right.
Subscribe to your possibly your next favorite food reviewer, your guy that was to review other things. I'm actually going to have another review maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow about these sneakers right here. This is the Luka Doncic. Well, this is the Jordan Luka Doncic number 1. I'm going to review these because these Jones are almost done for. It's going to be similar to what I would do with my skateboarding shoe reviews, but this time this is a basketball shoe, and I've also used this shoe for work. So tune in. There's always reviews about something or something to talk about going on. So please tune in to my channel as well.
Yes, I think Marcus wants for the new Gordon Ramsay doing food and drink reviews.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Only if you had the money that Gordon Ramsay has, a multimillionaire, and how many restaurants does he have? I think like 30 restaurants or something.
The dude has a lot. He has TV shows.
But yes, it's always in the description, Marcus's channel, so never a reason not to like, share, subscribe, all of that. And let's close out with this right here. Give me 1 second. I just need to take a toilet break, but it is news and headlines. Give me 1 second.
Well, then I could just go. I could start with what I'm about to say. So, news number 1. I don't know if he has any headers for this, but I'm gonna just go over it, y'all. Elias, yes, walk with Elias. WE stands for walk with Elias. He's now in AEW as Elijah. Yes, his new ring name is going to be Elijah. I don't know how to feel about that. I felt like Walk with Elias was great. Elias was an okay wrestler, but he never was going to get gold. You just couldn't take him serious enough for him to get gold of any sort. He just wasn't that kind of character. I think him getting on AEW does nothing for AEW's humongous roster. I feel like AEW needs to downsize. What they end up getting and doing all the time is getting old WWE talent every time. And it's just like, bro, y'all gotta know when to not cut the checks for people. Y'all keep cutting the checks for people, and the people that y'all cutting checks for makes no sense. Just stop doing it. Like every time someone is gone from WWE, you want to sign them? No, stop doing that. Especially someone that didn't win no titles and his gimmick wasn't going to win him titles. Just don't do it. Like, if anything, we've seen that a musician gimmick can work. Joe Hendry, Is he going to show up here? Nah, probably not. But the fact is, Joe Hendry is one of the most over people in wrestling today. And his gimmick is he sings, he plays the guitar, he holds concerts. Elias was never that for WWE at all. He was a good musician for WWE. You know, I heard that his CD did good numbers, but he was nothing outside of him and that guitar. It in AEW signed him. That's just dumb.
So I'll give my thoughts on Elias Elijah in a second. Who actually met last year at Love of Wrestling. He didn't I think he was super over at the time. I walked with Elias and people loved him. But for the queue wasn't that long for Love of Wrestling last year. Anyway, have you mentioned Charlotte and Andrade? Did you start off with that?
No, I started off with
Okay,
Elijah.
Elias then. Okay, so yeah, he's gone to AEW. Ugh. He wasn't. He's not the best in the ring. Has he ever had a good match? A match that was actually memorable? No. Is he a gimmick? Well, certainly. Was he over in WWE? More without a doubt. Face and heel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I don't know what it was heading into Super Showdown, the first one they did in Australia. It was him and Owens taking on Cena and Lashley, and they cut a promo about either a basketball team or something, and the crowd just booed throughout that promo, like nuclear heat throughout that promo. They just wouldn't stop booing. So you could even hear Owens and Elias speak. They were that loud. I don't know what promo it was, but it was the Raw before Super Showdown Australia. Yeah, what he did in Mania 34 was it 34 or 35 when he when he was his own guy? He did the drums, he did the piano, he did the guitar, and then Cena came out. Was that 35? Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah.
Because 34 he got beat up by Cena, and that's when Taker came out. So yeah, there was 35. Yeah, Elias is a great gimmick. Like I said, people loved him. They'll walk with Elias. But does he move the needle for AEW, or people be like, oh, Elias is an AEW?
That's what I was saying. Like, that's a pointless signing. Now you're just looking like WCW. You're just signing people to sign people. Like, let these dudes be on the indies if they not getting like. Oh, that was dumb. Just a dumb signing.
He'll pop a rating for the first week should he do an Elias thing like the guitar. Ding. You obviously can't say Elias. Okay, what with Elijah? And then someone will come out.
His gimmick is supposed to be a cult leader, from what I saw from the video.
Okay. So they can't even do his gimmick then. So they can't even do his gimmick. So yeah, what a pointless signing.
Just terrible.
But if they go and do his gimmick and he goes, what, with Elijah? But he can't do that. WWE, it works what with Elias WWE, so he can't even say that. What's he going to say? Doesn't work. So yeah, that idea here doesn't even work because they can't say. We can. He can say what with Elijah, but it doesn't fit in AEW. Speaking of people signing deals, Kevin Owens signed another 5 years. Yeah, cool. Didn't expect him to go elsewhere. If he had gone to AEW, he'd get, just like all the other former WWE guys, push for a month and then jumping out on Collision. That would be it. Maybe go on to win the title, but I can't. I think next in line for Moxley is probably Edge, Adam Copeland, the man of 10,000 names. Oh no, they're pushing Jeff Jarrett, aren't they? Ugh, okay. So you've got Jeff Jarrett or Edge going after Moxley. So Owens probably wouldn't even get a look in. So you want any thoughts of Owens signing on for another 5 years?
It's a good investment for Kevin Owens. I'm happy for Kevin. He'll be in his, I think, 40s by the time that deal's over, or he'll be in his mid 40s by the time that's over. I don't know how old Kevin Owens is, but it'd be cool to. It's cool to see that WWE cares about a guy like him, and it's crazy because you think about it like years and years ago, WWE would have never signed a guy that looks like Kevin Owens either, especially for that long of time, for however much money that his deal was worth.
Yeah, do you agree that he would just be wasted in AEW, be lost in the shuffle very quickly?
I said this while using the bathroom. AEW needs to learn how to downsize. That's how you run a wrestling company. They don't know how to downsize. They want to give every single person that left WWE a chance, and it's stupid.
And we'll get to a few of those names in a second, but you've got another piece of news, haven't you, regarding the Women's Rumble winner?
So sadly, Charlotte and her man Andrade are now divorced. This is Charlotte's third divorce.
Hey.
This is her third divorce. This is her second wrestler's divorce. This is a part. This is actually honestly a part of the promo that she cut on Raw, that she was going through some things emotionally and mentally, but sadly, for her, whatever issues that her and Andrade had, maybe it was a mutual breakup or something, but I wish the best for both of them mentally, because mental health is very important.
They weren't married for long. Was it only a couple of years? I don't know. Wasn't long.
And maybe for like a year or two, yeah.
I think she's trying to tie her father the record. Is her father has been divorced 4 times, or is he 5?
4 times. He's been divorced 4 times.
four times divorced. Woo! Yeah. Take the character away, or she's overpushed, take her father is, or personal life, real life. Yeah, well, I do wonder why they split up, because they're both wrestlers, so they both get the lifestyle. Yeah, that's really all I'm going to say, really. But obviously, we both noticed it. I don't know if anybody else did, how thin she looked on SmackDown. Maybe that's a stress caused through going through a divorce and rehabbing for a comeback.
It could be a mix of both. Because I can tell you, as a person that has gone through depression, and this is why what LA Knight said was super important. When you go through depression, it does so many different things for you. It does so many different things to your body as well as your mind. I know for me, when I was depressed, I tend to spend more money than I want to when I'm sad. I try to spend. I am spending too much money, and I have moments of time when I drink uncontrollably, and I at least acknowledge that and understand, like, that's who I am when I'm sad, when I'm super sad. So to me, being sad about something is different than being depressed. Being depressed is like ultimate sadness. So for Charlotte, she could have been not eating, right? Because I overeat and overdrink when I'm depressed. When Charlotte was depressed, she probably was under eating, right? And not to mention, she wasn't wrestling either, so she had to deal with all that head on, versus at least she could blow off some steam in the ring, right? While also trying to get ready to get back into the ring. So her being as small as she looks makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and good luck. Obviously, they're divorced now, but good luck to them both. Like I said, take away the character, take away all. She shouldn't have won the Rumble. All this personal life, yeah. I would be intrigued to find out why they split up. Like I said, lifestyle. They get both wrestlers. They get it. And like you said, third time divorced. Yeah, maybe she's just not the marrying type. Another piece of news, and that is the final boss, The Rock, angry, quite angry apparently, about leaked news back in October that he wasn't going to be doing Mania. His promo on Raw basically said that. I'm not going to rule The Rock out. I think The Rock might show up at Mania, but in a match, definitely not. So, okay, maybe The Rock was angry because it was said it before, I say it again, The Rock knows his worth. So if The Rock's not at Mania, people are like, oh, The Rock's not going to be there. I'm not watching Mania. Some people might be like that. So maybe that's why he was annoyed. And then he just thought, well, screw it. I'll just confirm I'm not going to be on at Mania through doing a promo on Raw. Anything to add or no?
I think the reason why he was pissed off is just the fact that the internet ruins everything. Like rumors, because like the rumor mill, we don't know if we never know if the rumor mill is actually true or false, right? We don't know these things until the show, whatever show it is, whether it's news about Raw or news about SmackDown, news about NXT, or news about future shows. We don't know the plans of those shows until they come. The Rock was probably pissed off because he's like, damn, I really didn't expect to be at WrestleMania, but why the hell is someone out there knowing this information? Remember, The Rock comes from a world both from a family perspective as well as from a business perspective that kayfabe is alive, right? And in some portions, yes, social media has burnt down kayfabe, but at the same time, man, I gotta tell you, I'd be pissed off too if I was The Rock.
Awakened by what? Awakened by YHUH assembly. Who cares? What about Charlotte, Andrade? Well, it doesn't affect personally my life, them being divorced, but can't be nice going through a divorce at all. And you've got it, and your mind's on coming back to wrestling. You've got that as well. Like, ugh.
I would say to awaken. I would say this: divorce hits people in different ways. That's all it is. Like it hits people in different ways. Not to mention, Charlotte was just at SmackDown. You know who works at SmackDown? Andrade.
Yes. Yes,
Like,
I bet they're separate. I bet they're separated backstage. Or yeah,
can you imagine him walking in the hallway and he's like, "Shit, hello, Ashley." Like, damn, that's awkward as hell.
And I presume this is about The Rock. He made it obvious on Raw on Netflix. He was pretty much destroyed the storyline with Cody and Reigns, but yes, Cody as well. Yeah, Rock was probably like, screw it. I might as well just tell people I'm not going to be at Mania. Well, I think he will. Like I said, I think he will be there. I think he shows up. Maybe there's something with A-Time Down Under, perhaps. I don't know. So I'm not going to rule The Rock out 100%. Isn't going to be at Mania. He might be. But a match, well, most definitely not. But like the biggest news, I suppose, bigger than Charlotte and Andrade is, and The Rock. If anything, be bigger than The Rock. But something is bigger than The Rock, and the news of releases. So we'll start with probably the most shocking out of this list, Sonya Deville. Just in the Rumble. Well, not released, he just didn't renew her contract. So same, we'll call it the same thing. Where does this leave Zoe and Shayna? If I'm them, I'm worried that they could be next. I don't think she goes to AEW. I think she'd be very quickly lost in the shuffle really quickly. Probably TNA for her. Yeah. Your thoughts of Sonya being released, and do you think she goes to TNA?
So there's a difference between a release and and deciding not to resign. So and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Number one, I know the difference because I know regular sports. In regular sports, you might not re-sign someone due to the fact that we can't come to terms on the contract, right? So let's just say, for example, Ricky, you and I signed a contract. every time I show up on the show, you owe me $10, right? The contract's for 1 year. So that means you owe me $120 throughout the year, right? Every time actually, no, you owe me more than that. So let's just say it was on a per month basis, you owed me $10. You gave me $10 per month. Okay. You which means in total you owe me $120. And I am to show up to each and every one of your shows, right? Each and every single one of the Rain and Rock podcast. I have to be here on time. No qualms about it. I have to make this a priority because you gave me the money. Either you're going to give me the money per month or you're going to give me the whole lump sum when we sign the contract. By December or whenever the contract is over, if you say, all right, Marcus, I'm thinking we restructure this contract. I don't want to re-sign your contract. Cool. I can do what I want now. Now I'm back to working for free if I want to, right? What it is with that is pretty much they could want to re-sign Sonya, but just with a different number with her deal. They might have not had came to an agreement about how much to pay her or how many years. A release means you under contract and you fired. That's different. Release is you under contract, but we're not using you, so we're gonna let you go. We're gonna pay you, but you're leaving. Her deal was over. She was done. So they chose not to give her money for the next year or years to come. So that's the difference between a release and a re-signing. So she just didn't get re-signed. I think they're going to re-sign her. I think she's just going to stay on the sideline for a minute and then get re-signed.
Because this be the third time she got released or with that weird guy. I don't know if you heard about the story that
a soccer guy, yeah.
Whoever he was, he wanted to kidnap her. He went into her house and he found like zip ties and everything he would use to kidnap someone. And he went, I just wanted to chat to her. Of course you did. So if this re-sign her again, it's just a third time. But okay, I think TNA, you think she's going to re-sign? Okay. Duke Hudson, he was in Chase U. That's a bit. Before Chase U was very, very bland as a character, really boring. I mean, in Chase U in a tag team challenge plays the best he's going to get. I don't have any indies in Australia. It'd be very, very. If you think Sonya Deville's going to be lost in AEW, Duke Hudson definitely. So again, I'll say TNA. I think. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Also, I think Sonya should go back to WWE, but if not, she should go to like Actually, I don't know. I'm not gonna say where. Duke. I don't even remember who Duke was.
Oh, okay. You think Chase U you didn't watch NXT when Chase U were around, did you, or no?
I mean, I did, but like, I'm trying to remember who he was.
The MVP's the Australian guy. He wore a headband, the MVP.
Oh, the headband dude. Oh, okay.
Headband dude.
Well, no wonder he got released. Yeah, he going to end up in AEW.
Really? Okay. Blair Davenport. She might. Okay. Well, give my thoughts on where she goes, but they did nothing on the main roster. Won the Iron Survivor in NXT. Did she do anything on NXT UK? She might have won the title, maybe, perhaps. I can't even remember. But, does she come and do... She won't go to AEW because her ex is Will Ospreay, so they won't want her. So it's TNA or back to the UK Indies. Probably back to the UK Indies for her, I would imagine. What do you think?
I think TNA. But I agree.
Sure.
They ain't do nothing with her.
Cedric Alexander, obviously, we just saw him in NXT. He lost to Ethan Page. Also, the rumor mill is where he goes to AEW and joins the Hurt Syndicate. So they're going to resign. So they're going to do what in WWE. And they just go, "Oh, we'll do this in AEW." They're probably going to do that, but he's not been in. Has he been in TNA? I can't remember. He might have been in doing his Impact, like way back with Global Force and Impact and all of that. He might have been, or am I thinking of somebody else? I don't know. Yeah, AEW. Do you agree?
Yes, and please put him with the Hurt Syndicate because they hurt people. They hurt people. And them win the trios title. Oh man, and they hurt people.
Who are the current champions? I don't even know. I don't watch AEW, as I've said many times.
I don't know. I think it's Dustin, Sammy Guevara, and somebody else.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I would need if Cedric goes there. I'm gonna need the Hurt Syndicate to take those.
Last time, okay, right. Oh yeah. I know that Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed had them for a while, but obviously they've lost them. I think. What did they have them for a while? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they did have the trio title.
Because then they had the tag team titles and then brought their own belts out, like pink belts and.
Yep. Pink straps. Yep.
Yeah, they personally, to me, they looked horrendous. But if people liked them, they liked them. Isle of Dawn, so Unholy Union. So now, what do they do with Alba Fire? Probably nothing. Sheevy lost in the shuffle in AEW quickly. Probably back to the UK Indies, I would imagine. So we got Masha Slamovich as a champion in TNA. She's had a dark character, so she could maybe fit in with Rosemary, perhaps. But if I'm picking a place for her to end up after these 90 days, back to the UK if she comes, what do you think?
Yeah, she just needs to do the indie scene. I don't care if it's in the UK or in the United States. Some people are just more made for being on the indies, and I think for now she would do it. She should go back to the indies to get away from WWE because what sometimes you need to get away from WWE. I mean, look at what it's done for Matt Cardona, right? Like it's done wonders, and he's satisfied with being on the indies. He's the indie king. Cody, when Cody was on the indies, it did great for him in his career. Drew McIntyre, it did great for him as well. I think that I shit on the indies because I don't know nothing about them, right? And that's the general consensus that the indies is nothing. But that's how you really get your reps in. That's how you become better by exploring different places and revamping your style and just doing different stuff.
Yeah, if I'm Isle of Dawn, you see, I'm not a wrestler, never going to be, so I don't look at it as a business to make money. These wrestlers look at it precisely as that. So will she look at, oh, Tony Khan can offer me however many million, I don't care if I'm jobbed out, I'll go there. If I'm a manager, I say, no, come back to the UK and make as much money as possible. And then who knows, maybe back to WWE one day. Giovanni Vinci, yeah, no shocker there at all. He jogged out twice to Apollo Crews, and then that's it. So does he? So he's got probably got a choice. Does he go AEW? No. So does he go back to his real name, which is Fabian Actor, and go back to that serious gimmick and be a serious wrestler and forget about Giovanni Vinci? I think that's what you do. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I think once again, go back out to the indie scene, go back to your regular name, make a name out there. But when you're ready, do not sign with WWE. Sign with TNA, sign with AEW, sign with MLW. Like, there's so many other companies you can sign with that you don't have to be underneath the WWE banner. I mean, hell, some of these guys, and I think the problem with the WWE banner is this. Say if Giovanni does do that, and then he gets re-signed and he's in NXT. And if he does so well in NXT, you know what's gonna happen? People, Triple H and Shawn Michaels and them, they're gonna be like, he should go up to the main roster. Oh God, here we go again. Right? And what we're seeing now currently is some people needing to go back down to NXT for a revamp. I mean, we're talking about from the people in the ring to even the people out of the ring. See Corey Graves as an example, right? You have to revisit NXT. If you're underneath that WWE banner and things aren't working out for you, it's like, okay, well, we could bounce you from one show to another show. We could try to put you in a feud with somebody, and if that don't work, then we got to bounce you from one of those shows to NXT. And if that don't work, then yeah, you gotta go. It's a you problem. It's not a us problem. And that's the problem with being underneath the WWE banner. Like you said, I've never been a professional wrestler, nor would I want to do it. I would love to try it. I would absolutely love to get some training in it. But the overall scope is it's a hard life. Like, sure, you can practice your craft everywhere, but once you make WWE money, you're not going to make that kind of money anywhere else. You're not going to make that money in New Japan or any other outside the U.S. indie. You're definitely not making that much. You might get close in AEW, right? You might get close there. You're definitely not getting close to that in TNA. And the other indies, you're definitely not making close to that amount of money. So if you get signed to WWE, to be honest with you better do all that you can with that money because it might not last forever. And you gotta be willing to keep getting better in the ring and not settle for being who you were that made it up there. You gotta keep going.
A few more names here. The Club, so Luke Gallows, Cole Anderson, the Good Brothers. Their second release, they got released and they came back. Yeah, only so many times put them with Styles, so what else do you really do with them? Obviously, the last time we saw them, they were on NXT. They would fit in AEW, I think. They were in TNA before they came back to WWE. New Japan, I think AEW or New Japan. No, you could have them go back to TNA and they could challenge Frax, though. Okay, in 90 days, are Frax still champions? Probably not.
Well, they'll be able to face the Hardys.
Yeah, I think they do the Hardys, Fraxium, Stand and Deliver. I think if that's a match I'm booking anyway.
Well, here's my thing about Carl and
Luke Gallows
and Luke. It sucks that WWE has not panned out for either one of them. They're much more made for the Japanese indie scene or for TNA. That's who they are, right? And it's not trying to say they're not good at what they do. They're wrestlers. They're too much of professional wrestlers. Remember, with WWE, you gotta be a good blend of sports entertainment and professional wrestlers. Being a professional wrestler is you're good in the ring. You got it, kid. You're good in the ring. Being a sports entertainer means you can also cut a promo to save your life. No offense to the Good Brothers, but they are nothing without AJ Styles in WWE. But in TNA, they can put up good work. There's not as many restraints on what they can say in TNA. And TNA has great talent. For the longest time, TNA always produces really good talent. And it's good for those guys to work with those guys down there, not to mention the Hardys is down there. So why would you pass on the chance to work with probably one of the best tag teams of all time?
I would say the Hardys are the greatest tag team of all time. Name another tag team that's won the ROH, WWE, SmackDown, TNA, and Raw tag titles.
The Dudleys probably got them beat because they won New Japan's titles. They got the ECW ones, WCW, WWE, Ring of Honor. Well, probably. So to me, it's a tie between the Dudleys and the Hardys.
And there's three more names. One's a tag team, one's a name. So AOP, Paul Ellering. This is a second release for AOP. Certainly Paul Ellering just felt a spare part in the Final Testament. Many people, from what I've seen, people reporting on the releases, that's what they've said. It was you had Karrion Kross as a manager, and then what was Paul Ellering? He really didn't fit. When you saw them on screen all together in the old promo that they did all together, it was like, he really doesn't fit here. So he's 71 now. Does he not just retire, maybe? I suppose wherever AOP go, he's going. So, again, lost in the shuffle in AEW. If I'm picking, I'll say, yeah, their destination for them in 90 days, TNA. What do you think?
I mean, you got it right. Paul Ellering definitely didn't belong. I think Paul Ellering should just hang it up. Just hang it up, man. You know, it's been a good run, but hang it up. As far as AOP goes, they don't belong in WWE. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I don't feel like. You know what? And this might sound like the biggest demotion ever. I don't know if this is even a promotion. No, it still is running. Have them go to NWA first, then let them build up from there. Because I don't know if they've ever. Because I know they did MMA, but I don't know if they have any wrestling experience outside of WWE or New Japan. I think them going to New Japan be crazy.
I think they did a show over here, and there was that was way overboard. And then they booked the talent, and you would thought I think they had on the show. I think they had like Nia, AOP. I think Cain Velasquez actually turned up, and they had like all these massive names, like all former WWE, and people quite soon after they got released. This obviously when Nia was released. Might not be Nia. Obviously, Nia and AOP weren't released at the same time, but there were all these names like, oh, look what we've got. They've just been released and we've got all these. And it really didn't do well because I don't know why, but it just didn't. And then it flopped. So, but yeah. So hopefully the future is bright for all of these wrestlers. Some of them might come back. You could see it. Maybe an Isla Dawn come back. Sonya Deville come back. The rest, maybe not so much. If they've already been back, why would you bring them back for a third time when you've got nothing from the first two times? Triple H means with a creative genius. I suppose he has hell of a lot of work to do. And he can't be thinking, what can I do with Sonya Deville? What can I do with Giovanni Vinci? He's concentrating on WrestleMania and the Rumble and all of that. And Hall of Fame. So it is what it is. But yes, as we finish up here, do you want to let the people know when your next video? I know you said about sneakers, but when will that be going up on your channel?
I try to do content on Saturdays, so maybe next Saturday we'll be seeing this. Like I said, today I did 3 different reviews. That's 3 different reviews, so that was a lot today. So next Saturday it might be 1, it might be 2. We'll see how that works out, but I do know that yeah, I'm gonna try to maybe even tomorrow. To me, it's random. Just like, share, subscribe. You'll see when I do it.
And so it's like you just said, 3 separate new videos, 3 new videos. So a lot of content for you there. There's a channel. Once again, it's in the description. So no excuse not to like, share, subscribe, all of that. Like I said earlier, after I've seen you've got a few more subscribers, so I want to thank those for you. So on your behalf, so hopefully like I said, I had a hand in that. If I haven't, okay. If I haven't, it's just your great content, and if I have, great. But yes, do look out for his next review video. I prefer the food reviews really to anything else, but that's just me. Everybody's different. But yes, go on live, subscribe right now, and your chance has gone. So if you didn't do it already, then that's it. But we're going to finish up here, so it's over to you, Marcus.
Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Ricky's channel. Make sure that you tune into the Rain and Rock podcast happening on the weekends. Watch out for the unboxings, the quizzes, in which I'm the quiz champ, by the way. Don't challenge me to a quiz. I will bust your ass because I will hurt people. I outsmart people. I don't hurt people, but I will outsmart you. I outsmart people. Somebody got to feel dumb. Nah, I'm kidding. My opponent was cool last time. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Ching ching, bling bling. It's always Ted over here.
And if you want to challenge Marcus, you let me know. I can bring you on. You can challenge for that quiz championship. I'm thinking of doing the next one, Elimination Chamber, on March 1st. If, of course, Marcus is available, let me know, as always. Then he'll be defending his title, and you can come on and challenge him. But until then, like, share, subscribe, and always remember, if wrestling is the game, excellence is the name, and excellence is Ricky Goldman.